I was riding my bike with two friends, and I was driving down the sidewalk, and I went down a driveway with a bush beside it, and the car came out from the other side of the bush, and I hit it on the side, and I went about 6 feet, 10 feet in the air, and I landed straight on my head, and I fractured my eye socket, top and bottom. I had a big gash in my leg, and I woke up at the hospital. If it wasn't for the EMT, I'd probably be dead, and probably would not be able to walk, probably would not have my leg.
One event I remember was my son. I had asked him to weed eat the yard, and he couldn't get it started. So I went out there to try to get it started, and after about 3 pulls, I was just worn out. And one day I was coming back from getting the mail, and I had to stop and bend over and take deep breaths. I could not catch my breath. So I go to the cardiologist, and I'm explaining to him about my acid reflux. So he schedules me for a stress test, and I get on the treadmill, and in the middle of it, the technician goes, "Whoa, you got to stop and sit down." Turns out I needed a stent. I had some blockage in the arteries in my heart. So I go for what was called an arteriogram, and he starts counting. He goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He goes, "I can't give you a stent. You got to have surgery." Next thing I knew, I was getting cut open and had 5 arteries replaced. And because my original doctor listened to what I said, and then he paid attention to what was going on, he did a really good job. So Dr. Merrick was the one that recognized there was a lot more going on than just acid reflux, and he sent me to the proper place. He sent me to the cardiologist who did the proper tests, saw that I had blocked arteries, and sent me to the surgeon who repaired me. I feel better now than I felt probably in a good 10 or 15 years. Probably saved my life, but they definitely improved the quality of my life tremendously. Now I'm able to get up and move around and run up and down the stairs and pretty much do whatever I want.
September 2001, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I found it myself in the shower, went to the doctor to find out what was going on, and we did some testing, and within a few weeks I was scheduled for surgery. They did a biopsy, and it came back positive for breast cancer. So the next step was just to go ahead and go to the surgeon and find out what the next steps were going to be. They went ahead and removed a larger portion of tissue just to be on the safe side, to make sure that we got everything we could. When I healed from the surgery, the next thing was to go see my second doctor, which was an oncologist, to discuss treatment plans for my type of cancer. I developed a really close relationship with my surgeon at first because, she was the first doctor giving me the information and setting up the appointments with me. And when we moved to the oncologist, she was someone I was going to see every 3 weeks for 6 months. She was really someone I relied on heavily because I had such a long relationship with her, and she was there to tell me ahead what to expect and what kinds of things to look for and when things would happen and when I was in pain. And through the process, she was there to comfort me and just kind of to talk me through the process. But also the staff that worked with her, I saw them, weekly to give blood work, but they were all a team of people who I really trusted and looked up to, and I knew they knew much more about what was happening to me than I did. So I relied on them heavily. Then after 6 months of chemo, a third doctor was my radiologist, and I was with her for about 6 weeks, going in 5 days a week. I went in for 6 weeks and developed a close relationship with her as well, because that was, the next step was trying to do everything we could to make sure that my breast cancer wasn't going to return. So these were people that I really relied on, I looked up to. I knew they had all the information that I didn't. But besides my doctors, it was people in my life, family members, church members, pastor, that I had a big support team. I really needed to rely on a lot of people to get through this. Being 36 years old, especially because I was diagnosed 3 days before 9/11. So when that information hit, that took it to a whole new level of trying to decide, where am I in this? Where does that leave me and all the people around me that I'm relying on? So it was a big hit, but and having 3 children as well to finish, continue raising, and there was just a lot of support that I required. And since this experience, I'm 53 now, and it's been many years. And every year that I go have a mammogram, I go back to that time, and I'm grateful and thankful that we have all the medical people in this country and all the treatments that people can receive to get better and to live longer lives. Without them, I probably wouldn't be here. I'm glad I found it when I did. I was at stage 2 of 4 stages, but without the medical help, it would have just gotten bigger, and the tumor would have gotten bigger, it would have gotten worse, and I wouldn't have made it. These people are my heroes, all of them, and life goes on. And just cross my fingers. I'm still here, and I'm thankful.